time that you met a piece by Paolo Calzolari. Can you tell us a little bit about this experience, where it was, when it was, what you felt, etc.?
I think when we first saw his work was at the beginning of exploring the art of povera movement, and we went to Rivoli at the time, and where there was a magnificent art of povera collection, and we saw Pier Paolo's work, and we were just drawn to this period because of using the nature combining with technology and representing the whole movement of the 60s and the breakthrough that happened. We believe the art of povera movement was really a very important movement of the 20th century, maybe the last avant-garde movement. And when we saw a piece that we were shown from the Christian Stein collection, we knew right away it was wonderful. And then we discovered another piece. The first piece was Rhapsody in Epte, and the second piece was Omaggio a Fontana.
Rhapsody in Epte we first saw in a picture, and we loved by the picture without even seeing the piece. And when we finally were able to acquire the piece, it was really, we were so happy. I remember that day, and we said now we have to start looking for a second piece, and lucky enough Omaggio a Fontana arrived, and we had always had the idea to put the two pieces together.
Yeah.
It was from the day one that we had the two pieces that we decided that in our, of course at the time we didn't have a big enough wall in our house, so we were thinking where and how we were going to be able to put these two pieces together. Well, today, when one of the first things we thought about when we built the new part of Magazzino, the addition that we built, the first two walls entering were immediately assigned to the Calzolari works, and we can't wait to have the two pieces installed.
Yeah. Because even looking at a picture, and this is so with a lot of artists, but especially Pier Paolo, when you look at a picture, you really don't understand the depth as when you see it in person, and how it changes and how it responds to humidity and the freezing aspect, really delving into the processes of man, of very human, and it's a wonderful exploration. There's nothing that Giorgio and I love more than being able to visit an artist studio and get to know the artist. For us, this is really what motivates us beyond anything, and what really creates our life is doing this exploration together and being able to further understand in depth the motivations of the artist and having them explain to us in person, and getting to know them personally is always a joy, really.
Me, I would like to take a few words that Nancy said in the other question, that no matter how much you see the work in pictures or in exhibition, nothing, I think, can be compared to our experience today. In seeing today the magnitude of the work and the research and the depth. So this is what I will always remember from this visit. It was totally unexpected, this sight, really the magnitude of his work. This absolutely, I am mesmerized. I have no words to explain. From the first part today to now, every single piece, and is I have no
We're in
words.
awe. But also, not only seeing the just extraordinary pieces, but seeing the evolution of an artist and how he grows and develops the work. And you may see certain elements that were from an earlier period, but in a new way. And that's a rare thing, to be able to have the honor and privilege to see this amount of work in this venue, and really appreciate it as an exhibition, and to see from the beginning to the recent, how it's Pier Paolo developed along the way, and that is fascinating, and that you rarely get to see. So this has been a real treat for us.
And we want to thank you, Pier Paolo, Karin, really for having prepared this visit, and all of you. You're a really great team. And I know that behind this presentation today there is a lot of work.
Oh, yes.
And I can see the meticulous, from the beauty of the flowers entering to the magnificence of the artworks. You really made it a unique visit to us.
It's really a gift that we'll always remember. So, grazie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe we can end, or do you want to maybe tell us something about one detail that caught your attention more precisely during this visit?
Well, the detail, of course, I think the most powerful, because is a lot of works you see that were part of a performance, but to see the work behind us in actual performance was nothing you can get from a picture or anywhere, but to see it here was truly astonishing.
I think one of the works that I will always remember, because it's totally unexpected. I had never seen it in a picture. Is l'Albero di Giuda.
Yeah.
That work is something together with this magnificently painted work that is in my right. That is two pieces that I was not expecting to see, and I can really see how the painterly aspect of the research of Pier Paolo comes very strong in these two works. And coming in, of course, I was blown away by the tobacco leaves.
I always love those
I
pieces.
always love that piece, and I will always will. And but today I had a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
A lot of surprises, a lot of new things that I know they're not new, but they're new to me today, but they will not new for the rest of my life.
And it was so interesting in so many pieces, the juxtaposition of how Pier Paolo used elements from nature with elements more industrial. And I love that irony together really plays off each other and is very powerful.
And last but not least, the touch of love that expresses the table in wax. And when we were told the story by Karin, how this piece was the first piece that they brought to work together, I can really see a lot of love coming out of that piece.
It shows you how art is so powerful in creating emotion and memory. And I'm sure for them it's truly a precious piece. And that's how we feel when we're drawn to a piece, that it's a memory, and this makes it all worthwhile.
Memory is what we want to preserve, and this is our mission, to now bring to America what we think is, as Nancy said, probably the last avant-garde movement of the 20th century, and this history of Italian art, of which Pier Paolo is deeply rooted on it. Thank you.
Oh my God. Surprise. Talk about surprise.